Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another Ab Daily News with your hockey coach, Guru Coach Frenchy. Today, episode number 203. What do you have in the menu, coach, today? First of all, I want to talk about the progression of Juraj Slafkovsky by number. Secondly, the NHL Draft 23, a rule about the technicality for the Montreal Canadiens. Then I want to talk about the NHL announced the increasing of the salary cap of $1 million. Is it a big effect the Montreal Canadiens or not? Finally, a preview game between the Montreal Canadiens versus the Ottawa Senators. But before we start, we invite you, don't forget please to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show, and leave me a comment about this episode. And let's dive in talking about my first subject of the day. My first subject, guys, about Juraj Slafkovsky progression by number. We are right now, or is 33% of the season, his first year with the Montreal Canadiens. From the 4 line to the top 9 forward, what happening to him by number? First of all, guys, when he played on the 4 line at 5 versus 5, he has a 1.43 point per 60 minute. Now, he moved up to the top 9. He increasing his number, guys, for over 1.16 per 60 minute. So that give him now a 2.59 point per 60 minutes at 5 versus 5. He became now from the 3rd best forward for the Montreal Canadiens. His shot sharing is from 46.7% to 57.7%. He was the 17th ranking player for the Montreal Canadiens to become the 3rd forward since he played on the top 9. Another great increasing progression for Juraj Slafkovsky. Is controlling scoring chance from 44.6 to 52.3. Again, is a 3rd best forward for the Montreal Canadiens. Is 1.77 point per 60 minutes is better compared to Alexandre at 1.35 and Jack Hughes at 0.96 per 60 minutes. Just give you an idea where he is right now, Juraj Slafkovsky. And by those numbers and the way he played in the last 2-3 weeks, I believe now he's guaranteed he's not going to be at the World Junior Championship. And I think now, and I hope Martin Saint-Louis use him as a player top 9 for the Montreal Canadiens until to the rest of the season. Give him more time on the power play. He's getting better and better with time, and you can see his progression since the beginning of the season. I just want to share with you his underlying number metric on the analytic data, and that helping him to show a little bit more what he is right now. This complete, guys, my first subject of the day. I would love to hear from you guys what you think about the development of Juraj Slafkovsky since the beginning of the season. Let's move on now for my next subject. My next subject, guys, is about the NHL Draft 23. The last couple of days, I did my ranking from 1 to 34. But today I want to talk about a technicality of what rules and the NHL apply for the Montreal Canadiens, and maybe people does not understand or never thought about this. What are you talking about? First of all, the rules. No single team will be able to advance in the draft order by reason of winning a lottery draw more than 2 times in any 5 years period. So what is all about this rule? They create this in March 2021 about the fact a team cannot winning every year, jumping for position number 6 and to win the lottery draft and to do it more at 2 times during a period of 5 years. This is a little bit compared for the years with the Edmonton Oilers. Now the people say, oh, Montreal now cannot win in the next 5 years more another time because they win last season. And this is the key of what I'm talking about today, guys. The Habs did not advance last season in the NHL Draft 22. They will finish at the bottom of the NHL and the standing. They was number 1 in the draft. So they did not win the lottery to advance. They just get it because they finished last. The lottery advantaged them, but did not advance. Technicality, guys, about this rule, guys, is about now. Montreal Canadiens can win 2 more times in the draft in the next 5 years. So this is a great news for the Montreal Canadiens if you think about this. So they can win again this year, 23, and then possibly they can win another time in the period of the next 5 years because the NHL Draft 22 does not apply the rules we're just talking about. If the Montreal Canadiens and the Florida Panthers are not in the playoff, Montreal Canadiens have 2 chances to win the lottery this year. What are you talking about? But remember, Montreal Canadiens have their own first-round pick, and they have, of course, the Florida Panthers. So they have a little bit more chance to win the lottery for the upcoming season, Draft 23. So to resume my subject, guys, so Montreal Canadiens can win 2 more times in the next 5 years, possibly the lottery if it's happening to them. And this year for 2023, with 2 solid first-round picks, if both teams does not make the playoff, the Panthers, Montreal have a double more chance to win the lottery or at least advance NHL Draft 2023. So I just want to share with this. I would like to hear from you what you think about this. Hopefully you enjoyed this subject, and let's move on for my next subject of the day. My next subject, guys, is about the NHL increasing the salary cap on only $1 million. A couple of weeks ago, Oman, we heard possibly that NHL is going increasing $3 to $4 million for the upcoming season, but it's not the case anymore. Look like it would be more $1 million. But I want to share it with you what this helping or not helping a Montreal Canadiens. I did some research, and here what happening with the Montreal Canadiens, guys. Montreal is going to be anyway in good position for upcoming year, whatever the NHL increasing only a $1 million. First of all, there are 4 UFA for upcoming season. They have Monahan 6.3, Drouin 5.5, Dadonov $5 million, Ibiran at 3.4. If you accumulate all this together, that's give them over 90 million pen for the upcoming year, 2023-2024. Understand, Cole Caulfield have to sign a new contract. That will cut maybe 8 or 9 million less of what they have to spend. So I would give them about between 9 to $10 million they can spend as to for the salary cap. Now, they could be better if they trade Anderson at 5.5, Amia 3.4, Devorak at 4.5, Hoffman 4.5, and Edmondson at 3.4. Put all together, so this could help the Montreal Canadiens to increasing their ability to spend a little bit more money if they trade one of the 5 players I just mentioned to you. So to conclude this subject, guys, I want to give you my thinking about this, how they can help. First of all, if they have 4 or 5 different spots for upcoming year, of course, they have to spend money on the contract from maybe on the prospect they have, or maybe by signing a UFA, or they have more leverage now to spend money on the trade. Example, they did last year with Kirby Dach. They trade Romanov, they got Kirby Dach, and now they signed Kirby Dach over a little bit over $3 million. They could do the same thing with any other players in NHL, where they can make a trade, and then that player is coming with the Montreal with a new contract, RFA, increasing the salary cap, and that's what could happen for the Montreal. The fact Montreal, you have a lot of flexibility on the salary cap between $10 million. That'll give them possibility to make a trade, possibly they sign a UFA. Would be really interesting what Hugo, the staff management of Montreal Canadiens, are going to do for the upcoming offseason for the Montreal Canadiens. This concludes, guys, my last subject of the day. Wait, coach, wait. What are you talking about? You forget the preview game, Montreal Canadiens versus the Ottawa Senators. You know already when I make those videos, it's too early in the morning. But I want to give you a little bit more an update about the injury for the Montreal Canadiens. For first of all, great news, Cole Caulfield made the travel to go to Ottawa tonight. Is it possibility he play? I think so. The bad news is David Savard and Sean Monahan are going to be out a minimum to 2 or 3 weeks. Mike Madison is on day-to-day at this moment, and this, of course, Gallagher have to at least another 7 to 10 days before he return in the lineup for the Montreal Canadiens. This is a bit more what happening about the update for injuries for the Montreal Canadiens, about the roster. If nothing changed, Caulfield play tonight, I don't see any other change in the lineup for the Montreal. I just want to share this a little bit, my last subject, very quickly for you. But before we leave, we want to invite you, please click on the like, subscribe to the show, and of course, sharing this video on your social media, and leave me a comments about this episode. And you know what I'm doing. Of course, you know, I'm going to reply for each one of your comments. And of course, I want to remind you, because you have greatness inside of you, I wish you an amazing blessing day, my friend.